I live in an ABO world, and I'm a beta. I work for an S-class alpha. My daily job? Record his XXOO sessions with various omegas. The timer beeps. I turn on the mic and say, "Time's up." Joe Hezai pushes the person off him and exhales in relief. The person, still panting, climbs back onto him, flushed and squirming. Joe Hezai pats her with a victorious ease. "We're done. Good work." I enter the record into the system. H17 antibody. Experiment. 32 successful. Subject. Melanite-8. Peak sensory index. 2.141. Meanwhile, Melanite-8 still lies on the ground, eyes full of frustration. Melanite-8 is an omega with a cantaloupe-scented pheromone of 88% purity. Joe Hezai walks out and says to me, "She was tempting, but I was stronger." Joe Hezai comes from the most prestigious S-class alpha family, embodying every top-tier trait, a so-called human apex alpha. But ever since he was young, he made it his mission to develop an antibody that would block alpha reactions to omega pheromones. He believed that noble alphas should never be manipulated by vulgar omegas. He wanted to lead alphas to greatness, evolving beyond animal instincts. So he founded Mega Corp, dedicated to antibody research. As his assistant, besides overseeing the experiments, I spend most of my time sourcing omegas as test subjects. Rumor has it he went through N assistants before settling on me. Why me? Because I'm a 100% pure beta, immune to his top-tier alpha pheromones. No risk of causing disturbance. 88 is conquered. We need someone more tempting next. I hesitated. President Joe, purity that high is already extremely rare. It's nearly impossible to go higher. Joe Hezai didn't even pause his intense post-session workout. Shu Yi, focus on how to find one, not how hard it is. Yes, he always exercises after each experimental release built-up urges, so much so that his abs could crush a mosquito. To be honest, excessive intense training leads to chronic hypoxia and brain damage. He might eventually lose his desires but also his mind. Thinking that, I helpfully added another 10 kg to his weights. "President Joe, you've got this." He nodded, face set in grim determination. Surprisingly, the very next day, an omega showed up, literally, showed up at my doorstep. As I was getting off work, I saw someone leaning against my door, hugging their knees, eyelashes trembling softly in sleep. I nudged him, he opened his eyes and lit up immediately, like he'd been waiting forever. "You're back," as if we were close. "Who are you?" He stretched lazily, smile casual. "I'm the one you're looking for." "Name?" "Sugi," he said, as in sugar. He curled up on the sofa, tilting his head with a grin. His hazel curls glowed warmly under the light. 3 words popped into my head. Toffee candy. "How did you find my place?" "Lanlan told me. Or, as you call her, Melanwith, a Fedwar Ugain." I nodded. "Payment is per session. 100k if successful, 200k if not. Further testing after failures is billed additionally." "No problem. The formal process will be handled by the company, but the key requirement is pheromone qualification." I picked up the tester. "Only the company can confirm purity, but I need to verify the scent first." He looked surprised. "You can't smell it?" I shook my head. "Sa species beto." "Interesting." He grabbed my hand and pressed it to his carotid artery. Beep. The tester read, "Orange blossom, rose, ylang, ylang, amber, cedarwood, sandalwood." I thought the device was broken. "It's a blended scent," Su Gay said with a smirk. "Only omegas with over 95% purity have this trait." The next day, Suga lay on the testing chair. As the probe pierced his gland, he bit his lip and let out a low moan. Outside the observation room, Joe Hezai's temple vein visibly twitched. The test results came in. Omega pheromone purity, 98.7%. I was ecstatic, ready to file the report. Meanwhile, Suga had already gotten up. The glass in the observation room is one way, he shouldn't have seen anything. But somehow, he stopped right in front of where Joe Hezai stood. Through the glass, Suga waved and smiled at him. Joe Hezai got serious. He said he would wait for Sujay's heat period, when his pheromones would be at their strongest, to conduct the experiment. Call it confidence or desperation to prove himself. During that wait of over 2 weeks, Suga was assigned to live with me, partly for health monitoring, partly to ensure no external interference. In other words, feed him, care for him, and make sure he doesn't hook up with anyone. Clearly, only a pure beta like me is fit for the job. So I refused. There was a long silence, then Joe Heizai said, 30% raise. I replied, mission accepted.